XK went to sleep.
And I was like, fuck it, bro. They had some zebra cakes. And I was like, man, I haven't had a zebra cake in forever. I ate those bitches, and then I was sick as fuck. Like, I don't know if they were sitting there too long or it was too early in the morning and I drank it with my monster.
Or they made
And
them
I
in
was like,
1992.
dude, I was sick as fuck.
They
I was
were
like, what
30
the
years old.
fuck? Yeah,
Bro,
instantly
those shits are
sick.
mad
And
sweet, bro. They got a lot of sugar in them, dog.
That's why they never
I was
go
like,
bad.
oh, fuck yeah, I haven't had these
It's
in
like a
forever,
Twinkie,
dog.
bro. Twinkies never go bad.
I was telling this motherfucker, I fucking love zebra cakes, dog. And then I went to work and I ate these niggas and I was sick as fuck.
Hey,
Even
fuck, bro,
after
that was just the
Twinkies turn
excuse to
green, you
leave
can
work.
still get drunk off of them.
This nigga blamed the zebra cake so he could leave work early.
No, I stayed at work and they're like, man, why you in the bathroom doodling so long? And I was like, oh shit, I get diarrhea. And they're like, yeah, that's why the fucking shit on the floor. And I was like,
I don't really fuck
that
with the
wasn't
zebra
me.
cake, bro. What do I fuck? I like the Nutter Butters and the fucking honey bun. I'll put some
Honey
fucking
buns.
peanut butter on top of my honey buns, bro, and put them in the microwave.
Five
I
minutes.
fuck with that. Oh, you
Damn,
nuked that shit.
I was like, damn,
Yeah,
I
you
don't put them
nuked
in the
that shit.
microwave for 5 minutes. You
Yeah,
tripping?
that's you
No,
burned the
I was
fuck out
like,
of it.
yo, like 8 seconds.
This shit's all hard and shit. It's all crisped up and shit. Y'all, it's fucking fire.
Damn, I should have got some honey buns today.
I don't even put my hot pocket in for 5 minutes, bitch. I'll put that shit in for like
No
3
comment.
maybe.
Nothing. No comment.
And you know when your hot pocket shits itself, that's how you know it's cooked all the way because it kind of fucking. It's like that's
No,
you know you
bro.
cut it.
I'm like this fucking piece of shit, bro.
You know when you cook a hot pocket too long and it gets hard, like on one end it's like hard as fuck. It just got roasted, and then you still eat that
You gotta
part.
give it some breaks, bro. You gotta go at it and then let it chill, then go at it
All
again.
right, that makes sense. Makes sense.
There's a science to it, bro. You gotta read the back of the box.
Right. That makes
It's
sense.
not so fucking metaphysical. Hold on, where's my headset? Hold on.
Oh,
Fuck, bro, I was ripping that bong. I'm looking at the stars and shit just got so fucking metaphysical all around me. Just fucking felt it building. And I was like, oh shit, it has to be almost time.
Yo, you got abducted
nah,
by
bro,
aliens,
hey.
my nigga.
It's
it was just a
11:26.
corn dog, bro.
Oh, not a corn dog.
Now, hey, what's crazy is as fuck. I never met a motherfucker that loved Mozzie sticks so much as my nigga
Oh,
XK.
that's me. Yo, you'll never meet a
nigga
man
love
who
Mozzies.
appreciates the mozzarella stick like I do. All forms of Mozzie
I
stick.
talked to this dude every day one day, and every day for like a week, this nigga ate mozzarella sticks every day, and I was like, "What
Air
the fuck is that?"
fryer,
Yeah.
in grease on a pan, in the oven, on the grill. I don't give a. We fire pit.
He was
some
at a
mozzarella
fucking
sticks.
at a
I don't
spot like a
care.
restaurant.
He's
And I
like,
was like,
one
"What
time
you
I ran
get?"
out and I made them joints, bro.
I go
Hey,
to
hey,
Papa Do's Seafood and order mozzarella
He was
sticks.
at a restaurant. I was like, "What'd you get, dog?" And nigga had a plate of Mozzies from the restaurant. I was like, "What the hell?" Nigga ordered the this nigga had Mozzies 4
Yo, I've
days.
never heard
before.
nobody call them Mozzies, dog.
Red Bull Mozzie game, bro.
I've
It's
never
true. I
heard
have an
that
affliction
shit in
for
my
Yo, this
mozzarella
nigga
sticks.
straight
It's my
Mozzie.
weakness. It's my biggest
I was
weakness.
like,
I love
again?
that food. Ever since a
I
kid,
think-
bro, I would eat them so fast I'd choke on them.
I think it was after like day 3 or
On
4.
the
I was like, this
grill,
nigga trolling me. He eating too much Mozzies. And he's like, hey, man, Mozzies. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like 5 days in a row.
I'm putting them on like bread with more cheese slices melted on them and shit, just being hella crazy. Like I love the Mozzies. Not little
Fire.
Mosey, but the Mozzie.
Hey, yo,
Mozzies,
hey, Dad, for real though, this nigga was on a Mozzie kick. He sent me a website from an out-of-state place that had custom Mozzies.
I can
And you
send
can
a link
order
to
them in different
fire
flavors and shit.
Mozzies. Have you got like a
Like,
bill to
hey, do
spend
they
on
got
some
hot
fire
Cheeto
food?
flavor?
Yes. Yes.
They had all,
do.
yeah, no, they had hot Cheetos, like the crusty, like the
Like
batter.
the breading for the cheese stick instead
Yeah.
of regular breading was like powdered hot Cheetos. Yes, they do have those with mozzarella
That's crazy.
cheese. That shit's gonna be fire, I guarantee it. That shit's gotta be fire. They use egg as the shit to make it all stick together outside the cheese. Oh,
Yo, I got a lady that makes me custom hot Cheeto tamales, bro.
Oh shit!
that's probably dope. Sounds good.
Yeah, my nana wouldn't make that for me, man. She'd probably beat my ass if I asked her.
Oh shit, we got 2 minutes, bro. Time to power down. Deep breath. Ooh. I need to dim my lights because it's about to get real metaphysical. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask you to be your authentic self. I'm just saying. You just tone it down, but please be you. That is all I'm gonna ask for
I don't
you.
even
Yeah,
know
I'm
who
here.
I am, so which one you want? I just playing. I'll be the.
You funny.
I might just make a corn dog so you can
Stop
read
in,
my
sorry, I can't
fortune,
hear
and
you.
then
Hey,
it's
bro,
gonna
should I
trigger
come
a
as the
past
UK me or
memory.
should it be the normal me, brother?
Okay, I feel it. Yeah. Yeah, server mute and shit.
I'm in here. If you have a camera and you want to talk, just give it like a little wave in the camera. One of us will find you. Good job, Yogi.
Perfect. Thank you. I thought that was funny. Everybody has power but me. Great. That's what it felt like today. I'm about
I
to right
believe.
now.
Yeah, you're an admin, Mars. You can mute and unmute people.
Damn, my DM's about to be popping later.
I am excited for you, Yagi.
I love it. Oh, it's all up. It's showing now.
Oh my god, I needed that laugh. Thank you, Yagi. My DMs are going to be popping later. Dude, now you got me curious. What you got popping in your DMs, Yagi?
Yagi stuff.
Yagi stuff. Yagi matronisms, Yagiisms.
Yo, real quick.
Mannerisms,
We have
Yagiisms.
Physical Mondays with Mars and XK and the Alligator. Botany's here making shirts. Number 2 is here. Teriyaki Poppy is in the building. I just like to tell everybody I appreciate everybody supporting. We're going to keep these active. You know, we're here every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for our meetings. Come through, show support. If you don't want to come in and talk, that's okay. You can sit and listen. We're always open to questions, but please keep it 100% thorough. Just know that this is a live stream and we are taking this 100% seriously, which is why we get here 3 hours before to get all the fuckiness out of our system. But as soon as this is over, we can get back to regular stuff as business scheduled and put the alligator down, damn it. And
I wanted to touch it.
and here we are. And I'm going to go ahead and just, I'll give it to Mars now, which is going to take control of all this. But we do appreciate y'all. BornEvil.com. Click that thumbs up and share the stream. Let's get it.
And like the hell out of it, please. Pretty please. There's so many talented people who are on this, like YouTube, and we are gracious enough to be sharing our Discord and live all the times, from glass making to shirt folding to shit talking, gaming, all sorts of things for everybody, especially those who are on the music perspective. We got Free Flow Fridays, courtesy of these two knuckleheads between Yagi and X, with their masteries of isms. I'm pretty sure y'all would love to watch them go at it continuously, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But I digress. Let's get into it. Let me just say, happy Dia de los Muertos. It is November 1st for All Saints Day. Um, had a wonderful Halloween, Blessed Samhain, all that jazz. Um, you all probably are immense with candy from kids, your nephews, your nieces, whoever. But why don't we get it started off to what was the strangest thing that happened to you, if you could even remember, of the paranormal experience or of the other side, otherworldly experience? And how did it lead you to where you're at now, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And that goes to everybody's welcome to this question as well. Over out there in YouTube, y'all are welcome to chime in and answer. I'm kind of curious to hear everybody's answers. I'm kind of looking forward to hearing from X how he has his experiences, and Yagi as well, Dev, Marissa.
I'm sorting through them right now, seeing which one's worth telling. Yeah.
But they're all worth telling, dude. But if not,
The
I could
most extreme is what's like, yeah, go ahead, kick it off. I could use a little,
oh,
give me some fire.
my most intensive experience was probably when I was younger, seeing a ghost probably for the first time. It was a little girl who had there was no mouth. It was just a kind of like a darkness right here and hollowed eyes. But she would stand at the corner of the room where the door was at and just stare right back at you. And just like you couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything because, sleep paralysis. All you could do is just fucking stare at the thing. It's like, don't move. And I can't move. I'm fucked. But apparently, I think in the 80s when they built the condominium, there was a little girl that was buried there. Something happened to her. She got killed and behind on that sort of thing. So that was my first encounter of the other world. And ever since then, I kind of feel presences. Notice when the temperature, how you feel about, where you're at, or your body tends to do certain things on its own to kind of like self-defense mechanisms, tell you that it's not right here, we need to go. Sometimes physical ailments, certain marks appear. They say that if it's more than, I think, 2 marks, you got a demon. I'm not too sure about that. Most things come in threes. So I'm not one to quickly go and say, nope, you're haunted, or nope, you're possessed. It's good to have a healthy set of skepticism about certain things that can be solved by, basic physics, simple science, and so forth.
So the craziest thing that I have, and it's not a ghost or a demon. I don't even know if it's metaphysical. It might more be aliens, or it might have been completely psychological. Could have been my imagination. I don't know. I was probably around 5 years old, summer of kindergarten. I remember being in the backyard. I always talk about this all the time. I would find sticks and I would break them and turn them into different weapons, and my imagination would be like, I was running a ninja shop, fighting bad guys, doing all that shit, whatever. One day I heard like a humming noise, and I see like this, like silver frisbee shape, and nothing big, like this big, probably like waist height, just going right next to me. I look over, and there it is, hums down the road, and I remember thinking I'm gonna go get my parents, but if I did, I knew it'd be gone because it just kept going. Watch it, it literally did like a sharp 90-degree right turn, and it was gone. That was it, forever. That's all I got for the story, and it's the same story I've told for now like 25 years, like that's all it is. But it is extraordinary because it's true, and like who can explain it? And people are like, well, maybe it was remote control, like blimp or something like that. I'm just like, no, it couldn't have been. And I know that I wasn't crazy. I hadn't done a drug in my life. Like, she was crazy. I don't know. That would be the most extraordinary one to me. I've had little things here and there, probably like anyone else, like repetitively seeing figures in the same places over and over, and in the corner of your eyes at certain times and things like that.
So I got one, Mars. Um, my grandfather passed away when I was about 8 years old, and he had this one like lazy boy recliner that it was grandpa's, right? Nobody was allowed to sit there during, his TV shows or whatever, or if he was awake, and you were sitting in his chair, you had to move your butt so that grandpa could sit in his chair. So he passed away when I was about 8 years old. And I would say sometime shortly after that, I was sitting in grandpa's chair watching TV, and and all of a sudden I saw like a dark figure across the room in the living room, and was a large figure similar to the size of my grandfather, and he like pretty much just sat down on the couch right in front of me because I was sitting in his chair, right? So he didn't have his chair to sit in. Um Fast forward to when I was about 16 years old, I go to live with my grandma for some time, just to kind of get away from my mom's house. And I was working, I think I was 16 and a half, working as a swim instructor. And as I was trying to sleep, and the clock strikes 1:23 in the morning. When 1:23 strikes on the clock, all of a sudden, some little electrical clock inside of my grandmother's closet. You know how they have those curio cabinets where they keep all their cute little things. Um, Something starts going off at 1:23 specifically in the morning, and it woke me up. And I look around, and I kind of felt like maybe I felt his presence there. And this kept going on, and then so eventually I start digging through my grandmother's curio cabinet, and I find a clock that's in a box, and I get it to make the same sound, and I take the batteries out of it, and the sound continued with a different electrical item that she had tucked away in her curio closet at 1:23 in the morning. So eventually I brought this to my grandma, and I was like, "Grandma, what is going on? Why is the clock, or why is something always making noise trying to wake me up at 1:23 in the morning?" And what we came up with is that 1:23 is the backwards version of 3:21 in the morning. And my grandfather had his alarm clock set for 3:25 every morning in order to make it to Ford, because he worked for Ford as a journeyman, by 4 a.m. So he would probably wake up around 3:20 or 3:21 right before his alarm clock. And so that was just something that's always kind of stuck with me, because as the youngest of the cousins in the family, I was the closest to my grandfather before he had passed away. So that's my paranormal experience with outside energies, my own family.
Pretty dope, honestly.
Yeah, I got one I could share real quick.
Yeah, please do.
So like, just as far as me, I worked in the medical field. I worked in the medical field fucking years. It's going on 10 years now. So I dealt with death a lot, and without going into much detail, the patient, young dude, um, came in real sick. I guess he was real sick, but they didn't take it as that. And I triaged him, whatever, oxygen, all this crazy shit. He was young. He was like 30s or some shit. So it ended up, that was a Friday. They found him on a Sunday. He died, massive fucking shit. Defibrillator in the chest didn't go off. And what was crazy is around that time, after that happened, I took some leave. My wife's son came from Germany. And it was the first night he was here. I went to LAX. I was up fucking all morning. Didn't go to sleep till around 3. I'm fucking around with this dude. He's a hella cool dude. I met him before. We're fucking around all morning. And this guy just passed. And I remember when he died, I went on his Facebook and just kind of screenshotted his picture so I wouldn't forget this guy's face. And it's funny, is the first night I come back, and it's late as fuck, and we go to sleep late, early morning. I wake up, and I had this fucking crazy dream. And I remember when I got up, the only thing I could do was tell my wife's son this dream I had. And it was me at work, and it was the guy, and I triaged him, and for some reason I went in there and did something, in which I didn't do, like an EKG or some shit. And I remember this dude got completely naked, which he didn't do that when he was there. He got completely naked. This ain't troll, bro. This ain't troll. He got completely naked, and I did an EKG on him, and then I said, all right, you could put your clothes back on. And when this dude put his clothes on, it was one of these fucking black suits with the white collar. And I remember him telling me, thank you. And when I turned around to, like, because normally I give patients privacy, I don't like to open the door. And he had a fucking hole in his chest in the black suit. And I remember I woke up that night, and I was like fucking like, I was like tripping. Like I woke up like, oh shit. And because the dude was on Germany time, he was already up, and it's probably like 9:30 in the morning, 9 or 10. And I was like, what the fuck? He go, what happened, man? And I was like, I'm telling you, bro, I just had this patient pass, and this fucking dude came to me in my dream. I'm at work, and he fucking put on a father's suit. Like he was a fucking father with a white collar. And I could only remember him telling me this. He fucking says, thank you. And I was like, no problem. It was like a normal encounter. But I remember him standing up fucking bare ass naked. And I was thinking to myself, this is kind of weird. But then he put on that black suit. And what was crazy is before I went on leave, I had to call the family. Because some shit with an appointment. And they're like, he fucking died on the weekend or some bullshit. And I was like, it really took me back. And I really couldn't believe it. And then I took my leave, and this motherfucker came back, and it was so vivid as fuck. But the shit, like, and I was telling my wife's son, this motherfucker's like, this fucking guy's like, and like he was like, what the fuck was that? That's kind of, maybe that's the way of him saying bye to you or some shit. And I was telling you, he put on the all black suit with the white collar. I don't know why it came to me like a father suit. And he was the nicest motherfucker I ever met. And what was crazy is somebody that works under me, that was one of their first deaths they experienced as far as somebody you take care of. And I was just like, that's part of the job. I had to explain that shit to someone. Yeah, that's the job. I know it happens, and it happens a lot. And it just kind of, to me, I was like, and he came back to me. Like it was crazy. And I felt him, and it felt so real. And when I woke up, it wasn't real. And it was like, and he said thank you and bye, and it was crazy. That shit was crazy. As far as there's so many stories, but like that was one that really took me in my. When I woke up, I was fucking like damn near trembling.
That must have been an interesting experience for you to have, or to even carry this with you, even as a medical who works in the medical and so forth. I've always wondered about that, how people deal with that, especially those who are on the medical field or who clean up after the passing.
And I always do this shit, and people like think, oh, this guy's just fucking stupid, or he's crazy, or some shit. I'll be like alone or in the morning, and you could feel it. I'll turn on lights in the hallways, and I feel it. And they're like, oh, that's you just. And then like I spent an overnight. I did 24 hours at a place, and nobody was there. I had to watch the clinic or some bullshit. And I literally passed by some papers, and they didn't move. And then I did it again because I have what's that shit, like an OCD, and I went to go check something again. It was about 15 to 20 minutes later. I passed through the same way. I wasn't walking any different, and the shit on it's like a cork board, just went like, and I was thinking to myself, like, I wasn't walking faster or walking any difference than I did before.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's like shit like that, or you look down a hallway in an establishment as far as like that setting, and it's like you get this like
Like what we were
it's
talking about the other day, whenever you're in
it's
large
heavy.
empty spaces, especially in
Yeah,
dark, large empty spaces, it's unsettling. It makes you feel uneasy or uncomfortable. It's a lot of room
ex-
for other things to be in. Yeah.
ex- and especially if you're really aware of it, like you're so aware of it, and it gets so in your brain, any little fucking trigger, I'm like, what the fuck? Why did that
Sensitive.
move?
Yeah. Your sense, it's usually hyper vigilance and more like sensitivity wise goes through that. Somebody who goes through severe, PTSD, CPTSD, or something traumatic can leave themselves open to the otherworldly items where their eyes are open, not by their choice, but by because what happens, this is what is in place, and this is how your mind is compartmentalizing it, if that makes any sense.
It does.
And sometimes,
It
we
can
may not ask for
traumatize us.
certain things. Exactly. We may not ask for certain things, but yet here they are, they have happened. This is what we need to do with it now. Find some way to cope with it, find some way to make friends with it, to understand. And not everybody is always open to that understanding. Everybody is so fearful of like, oh my God, this is the devil, this is this. And it's like, no, dude. It has nothing to do with the enemy. It kind of has everything to do with oneself and how are you gonna see yourself through on this one? How are you gonna figure it out? I always looked at it as a way of God trolling us, in a sense, God, goddess, or whatnot, just for their own benefit of I'm bored and what can we do to people to really fuck with them and kind of cause ourselves some kind of entertainment. And it's usually it's like opening one of those what's it called, those adventure books. You do this section and you're gonna go, okay, you chose this, okay, go to chapter whatever and see how that works out for you. That's what I always thought about that.
Choose your
But
adventure. Fire.
always. So I figure we can always get into the card reading right now. I'm supercharged, even though I've already had a long day. I kind of been thinking about this on my mind because it's kind of how do I explain this? I guess it's kind of like shedding certain old skin and certain old ways of thinking and kind of making way for new new waves to think. So therefore I'm going to be opening up and doing a general reading. So here we go. If anybody is interested in one, please let me know. Don't be afraid to ask.
Whenever you want. Never had a day
Whatever.
before.
All right. 1, 3, or 5.
What does that mean? Like 5 years off my life?
One, no, 1 represents a specific question or leave yourself open to interpretation. 3 represents your past, present, and future, and 5 represents the journey that you're on right now.
Gotcha. I guess I'll just go with whatever you suggest on that because I couldn't keep up. I'm trying. You said 1 for your 5? I thought it meant like I give you $5, you give me 1 reading.
1 represents a specific question that you have.
Mm-hmm. All right, I
1
got you.
represents a specific question that you have. 3 represents your past, present, and future, and 5 represents the journey that you're on right now.
All right. Am I supposed to choose one of those two? Told
I
you
think I'll
listen.
go ahead and do it myself. But
I'm a
thank you.
noob. I'm a
I'm
noob.
cool.
I'm not sure how
I
this
got
works.
this.
You'll have to guide.
No, it's okay. You good. We're gonna go with past, present, and future in the general. I am particularly losing my patience as we speak, and it's not anybody's fault. It is my own doing. not necessarily my own doing, the things that I have currently on my plate. So we'll go ahead and dive into that, what's going on. From my past is the Dawn Watcher, the bell rings, my own signaling to myself that certain things are not right, certain things are wrong in place, and therefore watching out. I haven't always been listening to certain things, but I've gotten to the point now where usually if it's a warning once, I'm going to like really be careful about it. So that's my past. My present is the Pendragon, male energy. I have recently went through a breakup, and therefore it is recognizing the male energy that is still residing within myself, that I feel a certain way of of that my male counterpart of myself is out doming somebody else, in that sense, where if you are not going to carry that weight, I'm going to do it my damn self regardless. So I recognize my male certain features, my testosterone in myself, that if no one's going to help me succeed, I'm going to make it happen regardless, male or female. I recognize and so forth. I have that balance. My future, which is the third card, is the Wild Huntress, facing my shadows. I need to completely be upfront and 100% about certain things in my life, towards people, towards family, towards jobs, towards anything, that if it's not here to make me physically, emotionally, spiritually happy, if it's here to just drain me out of anything and everything that I am, that I hold dear, then obviously it's not for me, and therefore needs to be cut at the throat and center of situations. That is a representation of your past, present, and future readings. Not all the time do certain things get intense, but sometimes people stir the pot without meaning to, and it's already about to overflow. You always have choices of how you can react to that. I could have easily exploded and said, fuck you, get the fuck out. Or, no, take easily the situation, taking my power back, and therefore kind of making an example on how to transmute certain energies that people tend to give you or cannot handle them on themselves. This is where I'm going to become very serious for a moment. I have battled with the idea of charging for my readings a very long time. I have done through tips and donations for a while, since I could remember, because I don't believe in charging for my gifts. I genuinely wish to help, but going back and forth, not only within myself, but talking with others like myself, who other healers who do this as a profession, as a living, you got to charge, because this is literally your time and your energy you are using and offering towards people as a service, and therefore you got to eat. And if therefore you are the machine, if you do not feed the machine, therefore you cannot function. If you cannot function, then therefore there is nothing to really do here, and you need to be obsolete. I'm not saying obsolete as you need to be deleted. I'm saying obsolete that you are no longer contributing, not only to yourself, but you're no longer contributing to another person who thinks like you or yourself or wants the same ideas. And therefore, using that as an example of taking somebody's energy and therefore kind of absorbing it and cleansing it yourself, that takes up your own substance or substance of, your thought process, your energy, and so forth, and therefore you want to be paid for your time. I'm at this point where, like, I want to be paid for my time. I do this for somebody else, and I take away that which pains you. You know, people ask me all the time, well, why do you do this? I do it because I genuinely love to help. I love to see people smile. That's the one thing, one of the payments that I enjoy is that if when another person smiles after my readings, it makes me feel good because it genuinely makes me feel like I'm helping them and therefore they are helping me in that sense. It's mirroring. It's a mirror effect because we all go through certain things and that's what kind of connects us in this web we call socialization and then life. Reason why I say socialization and then life because we are all connected some way, some form through brother, sister, marriage, whatever. Somebody who knows you. So therefore it's an instant connection, direct contact. Whether or not it's for the best intentions, who knows? Only you can because you're in touch with your intentional gut feelings. You know when something's amuck because you used to do the same thing too. That's why I say real would always recognize real, and a gift demands a gift at the end of the day. Time and energy into something we all want payment for because we deserve that. If we give a little of ourselves into the things that we do in our art, per se, like my readings or my jewelry making or so forth, or an artist like Insane Reality, for instance, who does these incredible work pieces online and digital art pieces, wants to be paid and for her time and creativity, how much that takes through taking the thought process, putting in the motor skills onto the pen and to the digital art pieces of creating every line and detail. Again, a gift demands a gift, and if you don't do that, don't you think there's a consequences to serve for that? Because you are literally not only are you cheating somebody else, you're cheating out of yourself too for making something that could have been really great,
Hey Mars,
cooperating or collaborating. Yes.
the three cards you read that you read right now, they weren't your cards. They were XK cards, correct?
No, they were mine. I took back that energy because I wasn't gonna blow up on him.
Can I'm just curious as far as doing that. Can you uh, tell me what the second card was meaning again? As far as just like the second one, if you have
Yes,
them
I
out.
can. Male energy, the Pendragon.
These cards are good as hell.
My Dragon Fae, these are the second cards that I connected with after my first deck. The Pendragon is literally the women are feminine divine energy of the moon, as to the sun is representing the male testosterone energy, male side. This basically can be taken if you are a father or becoming a father for the seventh time. It has to deal with not only raising your kids but raising yourself to be the man that they need you to be. You have to be responsible for your actions and consequences that lead up to that because people are watching you and they are literally learning from you. And also, this takes place if you are loving a free woman, somebody who's very independent on their own selves and not afraid to, you know, you loving that person for who they are and not ashamed, regardless of taking up, the norms of domestication and so forth. You recognize the male testosterone as an equal to the feminine, and regardless if it's masculine or feminine. No, you take the responsibility as a whole as an equal, an egalitarian. You are on the same field and playing field. That is your partner, so therefore you're going to be treated like one. All about equality in that sense of honoring your feminine and honoring your male aspect of yourself. And just being direct, gung ho about it. And I'm not saying about being a complete dick of a musclehead. I'm saying that you go beyond the sexuality and sensuality and just being accepted as for the being you are. Strong, vigorous, charged, wise, protective, guardian, father figure, somebody who makes you feel proud and you feel protected by. You don't feel afraid and you don't feel like you're belittling because you're so weak. No, this person honors the divine person in you as as you honor their divine, you know, feminine, masculine, and that type of shit. That's what that means.
That was fire.
I love it.
Thank you.
Mars, are you open to doing one for me?
I am. I am very much open to doing them. You just let me know what you want. 1, 3, or 5.
Let's go with
Yeah, I
five.
don't,
I feel like that's kind of.
I don't want my face to cloud you because it's fucking. I don't want my. You know what I mean.
Yagi, hush. Just
I
hush.
don't want this face to.
You're good. You're good. You're good. We got you. We got you. We got you, Yagi.
Now, what did you say?
5.
Okay. I am shuffling. Just tell me when to stop.
All right, go ahead. Stop.
Okay. Current situation, expectation, hidden influence, advice, and outcome. Okay, this is interesting.
I like it. See,
The
this is
two
why
cards
I
I
need this
pulled,
today.
the two cards I pulled earlier for my past and present are, this is the dawn and this is your current situation, your expectation. So obviously we're tied in for a reason. And current situation is you're more alert now than ever because you realize you are so close to finishing a project you have been working on for a long time. You are so ready to be knocking people out, whoever even tried to speak ill about it, because this is your thing you've been cultivating for years. And it's completely understand. Know that it's protected, it's well loved and nourished and cared for.
Thank you, Bobby. What up? Love you, dog.
You can't not think negatively all the time. Not everybody's after to your pot of gold there, leprechaun. But it's good to be alert and just know that you are confident enough that you have people behind your back who feel the same way as you do and will do everything in their power to protect just as much as you will.
Yeah.
That's your current situation.
Okay.
Your expectation. I don't even know why you are questioning if you are man enough, but you are. Like, that's no cap with that. If you are questioning that, are you really doing the right thing? Are you setting examples? Are you leading, with the purest intentions? You are. Calm down. Nobody's coming after your throat, dude. You are the only one who's coming after your own throat.
Fair.
And it's good to keep yourself in check sometimes.
Yeah.
But let loose around your grip, dude. You need to breathe. Like you're going too hard on your damn self. You're gonna cut off your oxygen. You're gonna lose it before you even use it. So hold tight. That's your expectation. Your hidden influence. Chimera. Web of all lies. You have a connection. A lot of it is filled through like-minded souls who are helping you build as you're going.
Yeah.
You're feeling lighter and the loads are getting, you every now and again it gets heavy, but you realize that string, that foundation is pretty sturdy enough that it's holding the capacity with you along with it. Yeah, you had to cut a few strings here and there, but that was old shit that needed to be replaced, and therefore now the replacement is here. It's holding up sturdily well. It just needs to be, reassured every once in a while, make sure that it's still holding up, making sure that the foundation is all in place with, brand new equipment. Eventually, certain things are going to get changed around a lot because every time has a season. Everybody puts in an amount of time in a certain season. They may go away for a little bit, they may come back. That's just kind of how it goes. Every branch has a new tree leaf. Leaves fall off in the fall, branches bring new in the spring, but it just keeps going. As long as the foundation and the roots are planted and healthy, nothing can be touched within the tree itself. However, that was your hidden influence, your advice. You're doing a lot of soul searching. A lot of the time is usually on the heaviest marks on, you know, you wish certain people were here to see how far you have come. But know that they are proud of you, know that they are watching and that they're rejoicing in your successes, that you're getting everything that you deserve. This is a second chance for you. You may not have given everything you had the first round, but know that people are proud of you regardless. Even if it's hating, they secretly are proud of you, that you just run off the grid of things. The soul scrying about it is you are worthy of the shit you're trying to make happen for you.
Okay. All right.
Your outcome of it all is to sit still and listen without responding back just to the noise. You got to sit in the void just a little bit and not panic. There are things being told to you that you have to just wait and not talk back, but just hear out and implement them in the only way you know how. It's going to work out if you just be quiet for a moment.
I love it. Thank you so much. Send me your Cash App after this too. I'll make sure I got it so I can send you $15 though, because I appreciate you. I didn't get one last week because I was like, every week's kind of like I might be pushing it. 2 weeks I kind of feel like unless it's like a rough week, for me, I'm like, all right. But it really does have a help on it because there's a lot of really good points the cards are making and telling you to tell me, which ends up being like, all right, yeah, I feel it. I need to heam back a little bit and relax, So it's cool to see what comes out though.
Always. It's and that's where I get off. I get my jollies off with this. Like, sometimes I have people like, yo, you don't even know me. And it's just like, why are you telling me this? It's like, you asked this. I'm just giving you what you want. It may not be how you were expecting it, but it's myself talking, but it's not really me talking,
Yeah.
if that ever makes sense.
No, it makes
Like
sense.
it's not a form of possession. It's like it's a vessel. I am how do you say this? More powerful enough to make sure that nothing is going to get in myself, but I trust myself enough to be guided because I know I am protected. Nothing bad is going to happen to me because I know I can fight back. The years when I would have these particular dreams of I being dark completely by myself. I can't speak. I can't scream. I can't hit. Can't do nothing. Because if I do, it feels like it's very wimpy. I have known this type of severity of my own battles the way I would see myself when I was younger. I would see myself as this ugly, unworthy creature because I wasn't pretty enough or I wasn't pure enough of, you're not completely black or you're not completely Mexican or you're not completely this and that. And just like, or you're too fat or too light and this and like, why can't you be like this? It's like, dude, that takes a toll and takes on immense a manifestation of just ugliness to where you create your own demons.
Yeah.
And believe me, this one we have been battling since I could fucking remember. But now I find it easier to make somewhat friends of my demons or to understand where it comes from and to be like, nope, you're not going to shatter my confidence. Yeah, at times I can be very frustrated and very difficult and I will have my moments where I just want to destroy shit. Oh my god, do I want to destroy shit. It's an unhealthy anger, but it's also those built on the when I didn't fight back,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
did let shit happen. And I could have fought back, but I was in such a state of shock that how could you? You kind of just stood there and or you laid there and let it happen. It's just like it's not something that I chose that I couldn't fight back. It's just you're stunned. You're kind of like, what the fuck? This person is supposed to be protecting me and now they're hurting me. Like there's nothing I can do about that. And there's a part of me still feels guilty about certain things. And it's just like, no, dude, it's not your fault. And I have to, there are times I either have to reassure myself it's not my fault, or I go to somebody, it's like, I'm having a difficult time. And this kind of past week has literally been, it's been easy, but it's not been easy with thinking that, wow, I had somebody betray me in a short amount of time on an aspect that they said that they were supposed to be here. And the soon as trouble hit, I'm over here like, yo, are we okay? And they're gone. They're gone, completely 100% gone, out the door. And I feel like, I feel a little empty. I feel a little betrayed and just like, well, fuck. I'm a good person. Why the fuck if I keep getting duds? Or why do
How does this keep working out?
it does? And it's one of those things like, and it doesn't help that certain people kind of egg on certain things about it. And it's like, you know what? The growth in me is just like, I'm not going to respond. I'd rather just walk away from a situation and just pretend it didn't exist. Although I'll bring it up and I got to deal with it when I am in a better state of mind, calmer. I don't want to kill. I'm not. But that doesn't mean that it hasn't crossed my mind. Because I'm not gonna say that I am completely 100% a super angel. I'm like, nah, dude, I am not an angel. If anything, I would say I am chaotically good at times, because I'm not gonna lie, I like a little chaos. I like to stir a little shit because I 100%, this is my sin I carry. I am a very prideful person. You tell me you're gonna beat my ass, I'm gonna say bring it on, because I love to have the last word. If you say I am one of those that you can love me and want to wrap your hands around my throat at the same time, because all I'm going to tell you is truth. I'm going to keep coming for you till I find out what the fuck is going on, and that's where the empath comes in. This is where it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. You can never bullshit an empath unless you are a very good, convincing sociopathological narcissist. And believe me, I have met quite a few. But at the end of the day, you cannot bullshit an empath, and you cannot treat people because you had a shitty past. Go on and treat people because you're a shitty person. You can't do that for a shitty past. That makes you a shitty person. No, you got to get help for that shit. Like, and start learning to accept you for you, because ain't nobody gonna love you completely if you don't love yourself, if you don't have some form of self-love about it, if form of self-respect. And if you don't got none of that, then honey, you is just a walking zombie of a corpse. You ain't got no spine. And I will call that shit out 100%. Not in a bad way, not in a mean way. That's just me. I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna say it for what it is, and you haven't said you're a weak and meek-minded person. Now, who's to say what weak and meek-mindedness? It's not all bad, but you shouldn't, you know, you shouldn't portray shit that you cannot give yourself. You can't keep that up. You should just say things how you feel, because when you're honest with yourself, then you're honest to anybody else you meet, and nobody can steal your thunder. 100%. Because real would always recognize real.
Talk that shit.
And once you smell bullshit, honey, bullshit has a strong stench. And so does, when it comes with aura, when it comes with energy, you would know. Your body literally 100% tells you, either physically with nauseation, anxiety, certain things, um, mental with like headaches, or emotional shit with just like, you literally, your body tells you how it feels when you're around certain people. And if you pay attention enough to that, you'll realize you'll be weeding out of your friends and family group a lot quicker and sooner than going about being drained 100%, because everybody wants to dip in your pockets, or everybody wants to dip in your time, your energy, your space, without giving nothing back. and then shitting on it and leaving you to clean it up. Because why? Oh, it's my place. Nah, they need to take that shit outside and clean it them themselves, because they can't keep rocking into your temple and leaving bullshit offerings. So that's that. And I think it's a bowl and dab break after that,
All right.
because
So
I need a drink.
right, y'all. Now is the time to take a dab. Cam up. It's break time. XK, you're officially unmuted.
Yo, for the record, I wasn't trolling in any way. When you said 135, I had no idea what you were talking about. I didn't know I was supposed to choose one. And then I was muted before I could.
Oh, and it's because my bad. It's because I came back from the restroom though, and then I thought like something was going bad, so I was like, "Yup, let's just mute it."
No, I mean, you caught me right in misunderstanding. I really was in a
No, you're
situation
good.
of what's going on.
You're straight. You're
Right.
straight.
No, we weren't trolling or anything. That's why, like, me and Yagi both just like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, why am I muted? I was like, I'm gonna assume they think we were
And a
trolling
lot of
because I
times,
didn't
if
know.
Mars ends up being like starts talking, or there's some sort of Char, let me unmute you. If she's speaking in the middle, or one of the guys could have muted you too, because I told them to make sure to keep a point on that. That way, if she is trying to
And
make a point.
and honestly, it's like, it's not you, X. I've already had a very difficult day, and during certain shit, it's just like I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to yell at anybody else.
Right. No, I did. You said if anyone wants the card read, let me know. I said, yeah, let me know. And you said 1, 3, or 5, and like gave the breakdown of what those numbers meant. And I'm just sitting here like, do I choose one?
Yes, you do choose one.
And then I got them
But
muted.
it's okay. It worked out perfectly. So I gave the example so you could hear and see what was going down.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I picked up on it as I was watching. It made sense as I was going. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So again, like, it kind of worked itself out. It's just like, nope, I just need to calm down. And it did. So
No, you're good.
I'm not.
Smoke break. No, I've been listening attentively. You know, I don't let emotions blind me from the reason I came here type shit.
Oh no, you don't. It's like I said, it's me. It's just like, it's a lot of learning that this is, you know what, we're gonna make this an example that this is what I do. When I take over a certain situation, like, I'm gonna transform and transmute this energy into something better. And
Well, I'm learning, like, tarot cards is something that's always interested me. I don't know anything about it other than what they are and what they're used for. There's
I
shops
mean,
out near Galveston that
you
sell a
can
lot
have,
of different things associated to it. You know, I've seen that
right.
stuff.
I mean, like, who's to say, like, it's, if you have a natural gift, you trust your intuition. This is how you learn to focus that. You focus and transmute the energy between back and forth between card and reader.
Right.
A lot of the time it's just learning, trusting your instincts, really reading the situation in your point of view in a sense, but also speaking on you're involving the other person. You yourself are not being involved in the situation, but you use the words that would connect. I suppose when you're painting this picture, you're expanding.
Right.
This person is seeking out, for example, say you're seeking out, why do I do the things that I do? Well, I can give you one of the reasons why by looking, at your past, or what it is that you're really focusing on. And therefore, it kind of breaks it down to the point where this is why you act this way if you haven't, da 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 this or da 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 that. And then
Right.
so forth.
Pretty cool. Helps you analyze. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna go smoke
This
break
shit gets
myself.
heavy at times. It's whether or not you can really uphold it or you can't. Do Yoda said it best, do or do not, there is no try. You either are or you're not. Cheers. Definitely cheers, Char. And I'm not saying that personally, when people start charging immense amount of money for certain things, or like where you used to have the call me now type of shit, and you're barking up, you're really reaching for shit that you're a con artist. At least personally to me. I don't believe in any of that. Because if you start doing that, then you're abusing your gift. You're abusing your power. when you start abusing your power, you're no better than the tyranny and the bullshit that they give us, the gruel that the society gives us, that tells us of, you know, if you are this amount of weight, or if you're like this, you need to change, you need to conform, and so forth. It's like, ew, no. Conforming is so boring and so undeliving, I guess. It takes away your individual quirkiness, your light, and you become just this dull, grayish, you know, colorless being. If that makes any sense. Well, y'all got really fucking quiet. I've never heard you speak, Shar. So can someone unmute him?
Char's not muted.
Okay.
He is. No, he is. Sorry, I got you, Char. Little Money, are you here? Can you hear these motherfuckers calling you, Little Money? Where'd you go?
Louis!
Little Money, you're not here, are you? All right, what you get? Listen to me next time.
Ooh, bye. Well,
I'm here.
you're here.
I'm around.
I'm also kind of like pooped, and I got nothing else tonight.
Having a weird day, so it's good though.
Yeah. It's been good. Things are popping off though. I'll definitely say that good things are taking off,
Yeah, absolutely.
but
Chill.
I'm exhausted
Okay.
and I think I'm cool for tonight.